Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Yoganandah Premanandascha Nye Cha Parshadaah Ramakrishna Gata Prana Sarvan Stan Pranamamyaham. Revered Swami Shantatmanji Maharaj, Revered Swami Atmajnananda Maharaj, Kumar Maharaj, dear devotees, my respects to you all. It's wonderful that we are having a session on sadhana, and I am to speak on bhakti on this sacred day of Srimad Swami Premanandaji Jayanti. Sri Ramakrishna said his very bones, he is pure to his very bones. He is a Nitya Siddha. Sri Ramakrishna identified him as one of the Nitya Siddhas who was ever perfect. And Sri Ramakrishna also said that he is born with the aspect of Sri Radha, the epitome of bhakti. When Sri Ramakrishna prayed to the Divine Mother to have a companion, a constant companion, because Sri Ramakrishna could not speak to worldly people. His ears were pained listening to worldly talk. So he prayed to the Divine Mother, "Oh, please send someone with whom I can talk freely about spiritual matters, about the divine." And in answer to his prayers, Mother sent Rakhal. And when Baburam came to Sri Ramakrishna saw him and identified the purity of his character and told him, "You see, Rakhal is supposed to serve me. Mother sent him to me especially for that purpose, but now he's reached such a stage of introspection, such a stage of devotion, such a spiritual level that I have to serve him rather than he serving me." He is so indrawn and he is in different modes, spiritual modes. I mean, it is because of Sri Ramakrishna that he has developed that spiritual mode, but Sri Ramakrishna is complaining about that now and says, "Oh, I have to serve him. And Latu, he also is not able to serve me, so I want somebody who can serve me. Can you do it? I cannot bear the touch of worldly minded people or people who are not pure." So that was the estimation of Sri Ramakrishna about Baburam Maharaj. Now, the topic today is about sadhana according to Bhakti Marg. This word sadhana can be translated into English as seeking or spiritual practice or effort. To put it in simple words, effort, spiritual effort. Any spiritual practice can be taken as sadhana. If there is a goal, if there is an intention, if there is a purpose behind your activity. The word comes from the root sad in Sanskrit. So you have different words coming from this root, sadhya, that which is attainable, that which can be attained, that which can be reached. Itamar sadhu, boli na amra banglaয়. So that which is within my reach, that which can be attained, a goal which is perceivable, not something which is impossible. Okay, so the first idea that comes from this is you must always try to have a goal or a purpose which can be attained according to your strength and capacity, not something that is impossible. I cannot think that I will attain samadhi tomorrow. I need to develop my capacity. I need to purify my mind. My thinking has to change accordingly so that I can attain to that level. That is sadhana. That practice, that developing capacity or attaining to that perfection by changing your thinking, your attitude, your entire perspective, that is sadhana. So the whole process is only trying to modify or channelize your inner capacities in order to attain to that goal. You have certain capacities. All of us have certain capacities. All that we need to do is to fine tune those capacities in order to attain to that goal. So Sri Ramakrishna bolte hain, mode firiye dao, to channelize our energies or to redirect the emotions, the feelings that we have, that we already have as human beings, in order to reach the divine. There's that beautiful incident in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. One day, a lady, a middle-aged lady, came to Sri Ramakrishna and said, I'm not able to meditate. I love Krishna, but I'm not able to meditate on the divine form of Krishna. Sri Ramakrishna asked her, why? What's the problem? What happens when you sit to meditate? She said, when I sit to meditate on Krishna, the image or the form of my small nephew comes to me, and I am not able to remove that image or the form of my nephew from my mind. I am so attached to him. Sri Ramakrishna said, that's good. That you are attached to your nephew, that your mind is constantly thinking of your nephew is good. Just redirect your emotions, your love, your affection for your nephew to Lord Krishna. Think that you are bathing Krishna when you are bathing your nephew. Think that you are feeding Krishna when you are feeding your nephew. So superimpose Krishna on your nephew. Just channelize. And she did that, and in a few days she could have the vision of Sri Krishna. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna tells us. This is bhakti. You don't have to acquire anything to become a bhakta. You have to just channelize, redirect. So reorient yourself to the Supreme. So now there is another important implication in this word sadhana or this root sadha. তো এটা বাংলায় বললে আপনারা বুঝতে পারবেন, সাধক, this is a means to that. এটা সাধক বলি আমরা, তাই না? So this is a means or this is an instrument to that. So this also comes from the same root. So devotion or bhakti is a means to reach perfection. So therefore it is a sadhana. So now, what is the purpose of bhakti? The purpose of bhakti is to realize the Supreme. In what way? As your own Ishtadevata, as the indwelling Supreme Consciousness within your own soul. Swami Yatishwaranji, in Meditation and Spiritual Life, he mentions the different stages through which a sadhaka or a spiritual aspirant passes through. He says initially when a person practices spiritual life or when he takes to devotional practices, he sees his Ishtadevata or his chosen deity as something external in the image or in the picture or in the temple as seated there, and he goes to worship him and adore him, offers things to him, feels great adoration, love for him. But as his devotion intensifies, as he starts thinking more and more of the divine, he feels the deity is not restricted only to the image in the temple or the picture. He starts sensing the presence of the divine in his own heart. So the deity which was external, the chosen deity which was outside, becomes a part of himself, becomes a core of his personality. He starts identifying himself with the divine within, feeling the presence of the divine within himself. Then as he continues further in his spiritual journey, as the devotion intensifies further and further, that chosen deity becomes everything. He loses his individuality. He merges himself in that spiritual consciousness within. So the chosen deity assumes everything for him. The whole world, everything around and within is full of the chosen deity. He loses himself in that. So this is the final stage, which is almost equal to your experience of samadhi or something passed through Gnana Yoga or the other paths. So this is the ultimate aim, to merge with the Supreme, to identify yourselves with the Supreme, to become one with the Supreme. So this has been described variously in the scriptures as Sayujya, Sarupya, Samipya. I think you have heard of all these. These are the different stages of mukti in the Vaishnava scriptures. So to become one with the divine, to become almost like the divine, to become a reflection of the divine. We always have great liking for our own individualities. Oh, I am this and this, I am born in such and such a place, I am qualified in this way. You lose all these superimpositions, adhyasa, those things which you have assumed on yourself, and identify yourself with the supreme consciousness or the chosen deity. That is sarupya. So long as you try to maintain your own separate individuality, no, I don't belong to the Lord. I am a PhD, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I am so and so, I am rich, I am poor, I am from this country, from that country, from this language. All these are separating you from the Supreme. So when you can give up all these identifications, these small identifications which are limited to your body, mind, ego complex, and identify yourself as a child of the divine or as a reflection of the divine, then that is sarupya, samipya. You become close to the divine, and then finally you merge with the divine. So now you have so many wonderful ideas about sadhana according to Bhakti Marga in the Bhagavad Gita, in Narada Bhakti Sutras. Sri Krishna has expressed all these ideas elaborately in the Bhagavad Gita. I will just touch upon a few aspects. So Sri Krishna says in the 10th chapter, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Sthitaha. I am that supreme consciousness, the Atman, the essential core of your personality, and I am equally present in all creatures without any distinction. This is one idea which we need to re-emphasize, that in the Supreme there is no distinction. I mean, he does not differentiate between devotees. Oh, doesn't love somebody more because he gives more time to japa, sadhana, or anything else, or maybe gives more offerings in the temple. No. The Lord does not differentiate between any devotee. He only sees the sincerity of our hearts. He sees the love that we have for him and responds accordingly. We think, oh, that devotee is being favored by the Lord, he is getting his answers prayed more. I have been praying and nothing is happening in my life. I asked for a house, I asked for a car. So he knows best what to grant and what not to grant. He knows what we need and therefore gives us only that which is essential for us. Sometimes it is better that he does not grant our prayers, isn't it? We ask for all sorts of things. So the Lord knows, because he is our Antaryaman. He is residing within our hearts. He knows what is there that is burning within our hearts and solves or gives those things for us. So ahamatma gudakesha sarva bhutashaya sthitaha Ahamadishcha madhyancha bhutanam anta evacha. He is the beginning, he is the purpose, he is the essence of our lives. Till we realize this, our emotions or our feelings for the Lord are not directed. When we think that this family, my friends, my associations, the social circle that I have, this is more important than the Lord, then the Lord always takes a second place. I'm not able to direct my feelings and emotions to the Lord. So that emphasis must go from the world to the Supreme. As Swami Sarvasthanji said, trying to see spirit in matter, trying to redirect our attention to the spirit rather than the worldly affairs and matter. So when we can do this, we'll be able to channelize our emotions, energies towards the Supreme. Our sadhana becomes more intense. There is a drive in the sadhana, isn't it? Otherwise, it's just a matter of routine. I sit in the morning, I sit in the evening, but there is no deep longing that grasps our mind. Yes, following the routine is very important, as Maharaj also emphasized. Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivananji also used to say, following the routine is very important. The gurus also tell you during initiation that you must follow the routine meticulously till that longing comes in your heart, or sometime or the other that longing takes over, but till then you have to continue your practice meticulously with patience. There's a beautiful incident in the life of Mahapurush Maharaj in Belur Math, when Mahapurush Maharaj was the president of the order. One day some junior monk did some mistake, and the authorities came to the president to inform him and say that he must be removed from the order or he must be sent on punishment. So Mahapurush Maharaj called that young monk also in front of the authorities and said, do you attend the Mangalarati every day? Do you attend the Sandhyarati every day? Are you regular in your japa sadhana? And the brother said yes, and others also said yes, he comes to the Mangalarati and the evening Arati regularly. He is regular in his spiritual practice. So Mahapurush Maharaj said that is enough, that will take care of him. You see, if you are regular in your practice, that vichara, viveka, vairagya will naturally come spontaneously. So that is most important part of your spiritual practice, maintaining regularity. So then, Sri Krishna says again in the 9th chapter, the essence of bhakti. He gives it beautifully. He says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. I am equally present in every being. I am not present more in a Brahmin and less in an untouchable. No. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. Whether it's an animal, whether it's a human being, I am there in everything. Only it is dependent on your capacity to manifest the divine in your life. How much importance you give to the divine, how much you allow the divine to take over your life. If you don't allow him, if you block his manifestation, or if you see that you are not an instrument in his hands, then he does not bother. Nothing happens to him. It is you who are losing, isn't it? So I remember a beautiful incident when I completed my training center in Belur Math, and when the authorities posted me to South India, okay, to Bangalore, we had a very senior Acharya, Ram Maharaj, Mokshatmananda ji. He was an authority in the scriptures, in the Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Upanishads, and then he used to take wonderful classes for us. We were all so deeply inspired by him. He was a very senior Swami. And by the time I completed my training center, he had fallen sick. He was asthmatic. He had severe asthma bouts, and he had to be shifted from the training center to the Arogya Bhavan. the place where senior monks are taken care of. So he was staying there, and we used to go frequently to his room and ask questions and have classes with him in Arogya Bhavan because he was not able to come to the training center. So before leaving Belur Mutt, I went to take his blessings. Some 3 or 4 of us brahmacharis were there, and then I informed him that I have been posted to Bangalore, and told him, Maharaj, would you please give me some instruction which I can remember all through my monastic life. I have great respect for you, and I'm aware that you have extraordinary experience, spiritual experience. So he said, he just thought for some time and said, oh, I've told you so many things, what more can I tell you? I said, Maharaj, something, just one instruction. And then he said, you see, remember one thing, work goes on of its own accord. This wheel of karma keeps moving. Only see to it that you do not block it through your ego, through your ambitions, through your likings, dislikings. Okay? So he said, be an instrument for the Lord to function through you. Don't put blocks through your ego, through your desires, through your ambitions. Allow the Lord to function through you. Such a beautiful instruction, such a beautiful saying. One instruction that's enough to guide you through your whole life. And then Sri Krishna says again, in explanation to that shloka which I just quoted from the Bhagavad Gita in the 9th chapter, Shankara says, he who calls on the Lord with the awareness that He is the Supreme, He is the indwelling Spirit, He is one with me as consciousness, for him alone this bhakti takes wings. It becomes a reality. The Lord becomes a reality. So, ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. He who thinks of me, he who meditates on me, he who adores me, so I am in him and he is in me. We become one with the Supreme. So there Shankara says, it is like the fire which gives you heat. You feel the heat of the fire when you come near the fire. So the proximity of the Supreme, it influences your whole personality, your thinking, your being. You become one with that Supreme Being, that consciousness. So when you are aware that you are close to the Lord, or the Lord is in you, then your whole behavior changes, isn't it? Like that beautiful parable that Sri Ramakrishna used to give. He used to say, suppose a thief knows that there is gold in the next room, his mind will be preoccupied of how to get that gold by some means or the other. He will not be able to sleep. He will be devising ways and means through which he can rob that gold which is there in the next room. So similarly, when you know that the Supreme or the consciousness is the core of your personality, is in your heart, so there is an intense longing to be with the Supreme, isn't it? Like the gold which is there next to you. Mat chitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Shri Krishna says in the 10th chapter. So what is the purpose or what is the duty of the devotee? He or she who loves the Lord, matchitta, to keep your mind in the Lord, to have all your thoughts about the divine. Do it in whatever way that is possible, through japa, or as Swami Chaitananda says, lila dhyana, to think of the divine play of the Lord by reliving those wonderful incidents in the life of your chosen deity, or going on a mental pilgrimage to Kamarpukur, Jairambati, Belur Mutt, Kashi, Vrindavan, whichever pleases you, whichever takes you closer to the Lord. So, matchitta, always try to put God in the center of your personality. Like the parable that Sri Ramakrishna used to give. Children play holding on to a post, a pillar, going round that pillar again and again, isn't it? In play. But as long as they are holding that pillar or that post, they are safe. Once they let go of that post, their head starts reeling and they collapse, isn't it? So, as long as you're holding to the Lord as the core of your personality, as the center of your personality, as the center of your being, you are safe. Matchitta, Madgata Prana. Your whole being, your whole life is centered on that Lord, not on money, not on worldly possessions, not on worldly name, fame, but God as a center of your personality. Matchitta, Madgata Prana, Bodhayantah Parasparam. This is a very important aspect which many of our devotees neglect. Talk about God. Sit and read about the Lord. Talk about the glories of the Lord. Share as much as you know. You don't have to be a master to think about the Lord or talk about the Lord. Whatever you know, find joy in talking about God. Bodhayantah parasparam. He doesn't say that you have to be an expert scripturally or in the knowledge of the scriptures. Whatever little you know, take up a book and read. There are many who do this in many countries, in many places, having small study circles. 2 or 3 people sit together, discuss whatever you can read, gospel or complete verse. Take up some book and read. Bodhayantah parasparam. That much of satsanga you have, that much of company of holy people you have, instead of watching the TV or gossip, isn't it? Bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha maam nityam. Talking about me, I'm reminded of a beautiful incident, a beautiful example that revered President Maharaj used to give. There was one old man who used to meditate every day in the morning and evening. He had a small granddaughter who was very close to him, and she used to observe this grandfather sitting in prayer, silent, every day in the morning and evening. So, when this girl was a little aware, when she could express her thoughts independently, one day she asked her grandfather, "Oh, what is it that you do in the morning and evening? You close your eyes and then sit silently for some time. What is it that you're doing? What is this?" So the grandfather explained to the child. He said, "You see, initially I pray to the Lord. I talk to the Lord." And then she asked, "When I close my eyes and sit in meditation, I allow the Lord to talk to me." It's a beautiful idea, you see. So nice, the way he has explained. It is first my dialogue with the Lord. I praise Him, I talk to Him, I ask Him this, I ask Him that. I feel the presence of the Lord. But then, when I meditate, when I close my eyes, I allow the Lord to talk to me. So, that is what must happen. Kathayantascha maam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So, with this practice, what happens? You become blissful. Your life becomes joyful. So, there is experience of joy. It may not be the ultimate experience of spiritual joy, but thinking of something that gives you joy. And the Lord is the repository, Satchidananda Swarupa, as Maharaj explained. He is the bliss, Ananda. All bliss is in Him. So if we can find joy in Him, then all this worldly joy appears insipid, as worthless. So, Sampada Tava Pada, isn't it? So, this is what Swami Vivekananda also expresses. Revered Swami Bhuteshananji Maharaj, he used to give us inspiring ideas during our everyday pranam. in Belur Mata, you see. And then he said, Bhakti is like eating the sugar candy, michri. Hmm? So whichever way you eat it, it is sweet. So Sri Ramakrishna also says in the Gospel, he says, I don't want to become sugar, I want to enjoy the taste of sugar. So becoming one with the Lord or merging yourself in Samadhi as the Gnani would like to do, to identify yourself with the Supreme Atman, is like becoming one with the sugar. But the Bhakta tries to maintain a distinction, a difference. I am the devotee, the Lord is the Supreme. I need to feel the presence of the Lord. I would like to be in His presence, enjoy the company of the Lord, be a playmate of the Lord. All this Navavida Bhakti that you have. So, this is enjoying the bliss of the divine, enjoying the company of the divine. That is what Sri Krishna says. Revered Swami Yatishranji used to sing a beautiful song which gives the essence of this sadhana according to Bhakti Marg. So, that song is that Pranadhar Saratsar Nahi Tumabine Keho Tribhuvane. Isn't it? So he used to keep humming that song. Many times people have heard him humming that tune on his own whenever he is alone. And then in Sanskrit you have that beautiful verse, Tvameva Mata Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhu Sakha Tvameva. So these are the ideas which we need to practice in order to have that intense devotion. And Sri Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. So if we hold on to the Supreme, to the Lord, He gives us that discrimination, that idea or that realization that He is the Supreme, that He is the center of our being. Tadami buddhi yogam te. What is this buddhi? Buddhi is that Lord is the Supreme, that He is the Supreme, and we are just subservient or devotee to Him. This buddhi, this discrimination He gives. And with this discrimination, when I realize that He is the thing to be attained and all the other things in this world are not worthy, then my mind goes directly to that Supreme. And in the 18th chapter, the final chapter, Sri Krishna gives Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. So put your mind again and again. Sri Krishna gives the same idea. Says, put your mind in me. Think of me. Meditate on me. Call on me. Again, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. All these are wonderful ideas. You can meditate on these. And in Narada Bhakti Sutras, you have what is Bhakti? Parama Prema Swarupa, that which is of intense love for the Supreme. We have love for so many other things of the world, but if we can direct this love, channelize this love to the Supreme, then that becomes devotion. You have examples, wonderful examples in the scriptures, in our Puranas of the Navavida Bhakti. We have the example of Prahlada, we have the example of Dhruva. All these examples, wonderful examples, stories which illustrate how one can direct his passions, his or her passions towards the Supreme. You have the wonderful example of Meera. There is a beautiful song which Meera used to sing. Janama Janama ki dasi, whichever birth I take, let me be your servant in every life. Wherever I am born, wherever I am, let me be a devotee of the Supreme. Janama Janama ki dasi. This attitude, you see, oh Lord, the devotee doesn't say, oh Lord, give me mukti in this life. Let me be liberated. I don't want to come back to this life. No. The devotee says, Even if I am born 1,000 times, let me be your devotee. Let me be able to think of you. Let me not lose you wherever I am. Whatever be the troubles I face, if I can have God as the center of my personality, then all these problems or these worldly problems do not matter. That is the attitude of the devotee, because the love is so intense, or that memory of the Lord, it removes all these problems, pales them into insignificance. So this is the devotee. And there is the beautiful parable which Sri Ramakrishna gives about devotion. How does a devotee behave? What is intense devotion? When a devotee feels so much for the Supreme, the chosen deity. The beautiful example is there in the Gospel. One day Krishna and Arjuna are going on a walk, and they see a Brahmin who is wearing the Upavita, a religious person. He is cutting some dry grass and has a sword tied to his waist. And looking at this, Arjuna gets a doubt. Why does this man who does not want to hurt anything is picking up dry grass and fallen leaves? He's eating them to sustain himself, but at the same time he has a sword tied to his waist. Why is this? So Krishna says, why don't you go and ask him? Go and clarify your doubt from him. So he comes, approaches him and says, Sir, I'm not able to understand. You are eating dry grass and fallen leaves, you are practicing ahimsa, but at the same time you have this big sword tied to your waist. So the Brahmin said, yes, I practice ahimsa, I don't hurt any creature, but I want to punish 4 people if I happen to meet them. Arjuna says, who are they? What have they done? Why do you want to punish them? He said, oh, they have given so much trouble to my Lord, to my beloved Krishna, so I have to punish them. He says, who are they? So he says, the first is the Draupadi. I have to punish her. He said, what did she do? He said, oh, she called him at some odd time and then gave him some leftover food which was there. And after everybody had eaten, see the impunity of that lady. How audacious, what is her audacity to give some leftover food to my Lord and call him at an odd time to protect her. So he was angry with Draupadi. Then Arjuna understood, oh, just see the devotion in this person. And then he said, who is the other person? That Prahlada. What did he do? He said, oh, he put my Lord into so many problems, asked him to protect him from fire, protect him from water, and then the Lord had to go and save him everywhere and then get into all those problems. So this Prahlada has given so much suffering to my Lord. So I have to punish him. Then Arjuna was surprised to see his devotion, intensity of his devotion. He said, who is the third person? Then he says Narada. Narada is supposed to be the greatest devotee of the Lord, who is always thinking of the Lord. And then Arjuna says, what did he do? He calls on my Lord all through the time and then wakes him up whenever he wants. Day and night he is calling on my Lord, and my Lord is not able to take rest. So that Narada must be punished. So then again Arjuna wants to know the fourth person. Who is the fourth person? He says that Arjuna. I have to punish that Arjuna. What did he do? He made my Lord the charioteer of his vehicle. He made him a servant. So he needs to be punished. So this is the intensity of devotion. You see, he does not see any other thing. That intense love for the Lord makes him feel so much for the Lord. So this is something which we cannot understand. When you love somebody, how much of attention you give to that person, you see, that is what happens. You see this in family life. Yeah, your family assumes so much importance that you don't give importance to anything else, the neighbor or the society. Similarly, when this gets magnified 1,000-fold to have the Lord as your supreme, then the attention that the Lord gets is much more and your devotion becomes intense. No? So, yeah, we'll continue this again tomorrow. Yeah.
Pranam Maharaj, thanks for such an inspiring talk.
Namaste.
I just want to understand when a bhakta realizes, that realization is through love, and when a jnani realizes, that realize is through jnana, and there is a samadhi, and here is ultimate devotion to God. Are the both realizations different? And if yes, then what Thakur says that all paths lead to the same truth, how that reconciles? That's my question.
Please sit down. The Supreme is the same. There is only one Supreme. The path that you are taking to approach the Supreme is different through discrimination according to Jnana, or through devotion, love, and surrender through Bhakti. So the goal is the same, only the approaches are different. How you approach the goal is different. So it cannot be different at all in any way. Only the path you go from here to Delhi by road, by car, by train, by metro, whatever it is. It's only that much. That's all. Ultimately, jnana, bhakti, everything merges in that realization. You realize through jnana as Ahamatma, Brahma, or that identity. And the devotee also realizes the Supreme as the consciousness within. It's the same thing. Ultimately, it's the same. It's the same, absolutely same. Sri Ramshan also mentions that. Yeah.
Namaskar, Maharaj. You referred to an instruction that you got from Ram Maharaj.
Ram Maharaj, Moksha Maharaj.
And he told that you don't do anything that obstructs the path of the karma.
Divine, the divine will.
In course of your life, in respect of any activity that you take up, how do you know whether it is obstructing the will or it is accentuating the movement? If you could explain through any incident, except your general life which you have lived, perhaps that is accentuating the movement. Apart from that, any specific incident which will give a guidance to us, like how to see which is accentuating, which is obstructing.
You see, whenever you face problems, you always have a reflection. Why did this problem come? Am I the cause for this problem? Did I lead to this problem in any way? I must have contributed something to this problem, isn't it? Otherwise, the problem does not come. So, this reflection makes you understand that you have obstructed the divine will through something, through your ego, through your desire, through your some worldly perspective. If the discrimination, viveka, vichara is there, you can understand that you are blocking the divine will. You are providing obstructions. But viveka, vichara is the only thing. Intense prayer also helps, yes. To keep the channel correct.
Extending the first question only, that when we say from jnana that I am Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, and then suddenly we switch over to bhakti and say, Lord, you are everything, you are Brahma. So isn't there a controversy between the two? Which one I should say? You are God or I am God?
No, a person who has chosen the Jnana Marga does not switch over to Bhakti. Let him follow that Jnana Marga. Why should he switch over to Bhakti? They are exclusive path. I mean, you have to hold on to your particular path. You respect other paths, yes. But why do you want to merge them? Okay, during different practices, you have respect for the path, but hold on to your particular path. As a Jnana Margi, you have to hold on to this path.
Pranam Maharaj.
Yeah, namaste.
Maharaj, Bhakti and Mumukshata means it has a lot of commonality, but if you can explain on the finer aspects of, because Mumukshata can be following any path, and beyond a point, any practice sometimes the devotee can feel it's merging with other paths also. And Mukshata is the final evolution of all the practice.
Please sit down. Mumukshatva is moktum ichha, the desire for liberation, the desire for becoming free. Becoming free from what? Becoming free from this worldly existence, worldly problems, samsara. Coming back again and again to this world because of the problems, because you know that this world is dukkhamaya. Therefore, you want liberation. You are not satisfied, you are not happy with this worldly existence. You want something higher than this worldly existence. Therefore, that is mumukshatva. Okay. Now, how do you attain this mumukshatva? Through jnana, through bhakti, or whatever it is. Attaining the supreme, attaining the spiritual elevation which can take you beyond these problems of birth and death, release you from this birth and death. So the Gnani does it by identifying himself with the Supreme as Ahamatma Brahma or whatever it is, by realizing the Supreme, and the Bhakta by realizing his oneness with the chosen deity, like Sayujya, Sarupya, I told you. So Mumukshatva is the ultimate desire. All of us want to be free from problems. Nobody wants problems. But then we don't realize the problems of this world. We think, oh, this problem will always go away. Today I'm having a problem, maybe tomorrow this problem will go away. We have hope. We have desire that these problems don't stay. We don't realize that the problems are because of my bodily existence or this birth itself. We always think that these are temporary problems. Most of the time we are not aware of the intensity of the problem of this worldly existence, isn't it? We always think some worldly solutions will solve these problems, maybe money, maybe medical assistance or whatever it is. We don't really have that urge for getting rid of all the worldly problems. When that comes, nothing can stop you. Like Sri Shankara says in Vivek Chudaman, it is like if your hair catches fire. What would you do? You'll run to get that fire off. You won't ask questions. How did this fire come? Who put fire? Isn't it? So that intensity must come. That intensity must come. Yes. It comes by the grace of God, Guru, or repeated experiences. No? Yeah.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Maharaj, my question is about in Bhakti, in 13th chapter, Sri
Something,
Krishna,
I mean, it's getting cut. It's not coming clearly.
in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna gives 20 sadhanas for jnana. In that, one sadhana is about Ananya Bhakti and Avyabhicharini Bhakti. And this Ananya word comes everywhere in Bhagavad Gita, like
Ananyas chintayanto
Ananyas and Mayas. And so, if you can please elaborate on this Ananya Bhakti and Avyabhicharani Bhakti, which is a condition also in a jnana, to attain jnana.
Ananya Bhakti is one-pointed devotion, one-pointed focus. Like Maharaj was saying in the morning, the essence of yoga is chitta vritti nirodha, focus, concentration. So Ananya Bhakti is to have one-pointed devotion to your chosen deity. Avyabhicharani Bhakti means not to think of something else. Oh, I love Krishna. I am devoted to Krishna. Krishna is my chosen deity. So today I think of Krishna, tomorrow I go to Rama, tomorrow then the day after tomorrow I go to Shiva. That is Vyabhichara. Okay? To have your attention diverted by adopting different aspects of the same Supreme. Though you have the idea that it is the same Supreme manifest through different forms, but still, like that example Sri Ramakrishna gives of Hanuman, he wanted Krishna to come in the form of Rama. He said, otherwise I will not bow down to you. So that is Avyabhicharini Bhakti. Ananya Bhakti is one-pointed devotion. Okay?
As Maharaj says, Ananya means na anya.
Na anya.
There's nothing else, only he.
One-pointed, yeah.
Avyabhichar means no adulteration, no mixing of anything.